Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol IMGN. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like through this time frame, but does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price. Then just makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I don't mean to state the obvious or rub salt in the wounds or anything, but a pretty brutal day here. But what I am talking about going forward is more from a trading perspective. So if I sound crazy, calling anything bullish, I get it. If you bought before today, then yeah, there's nothing bullish about it. But I am just talking about, today's price action as a whole. And the big dynamic that happened, this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have traded for a while. But if you have traded, then I know you've seen a stock that gaps down. And then after the gap down, it just continues to bleed and bleed and bleed the remainder of the day. However, that was not the case here. Yeah, it gapped down, but after that, the price managed to just start to go sideways. And that's a nice little step in the right direction. Now, don't get me wrong, and I really wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because the price didn't continue to collapse and just because it went sideways after the big gap down does not mean that this thing is for sure guaranteed to bounce. Again, that would be great if trading were that easy. Now, would it be shocking to see some sort of bounce? No, that wouldn't be shocking at all. However, myself nor anyone else can sit here and say that a bounce is for sure going to happen because there are no such thing as for sures and guarantees in the market. But it's at least a very interesting setup going into Monday. And, kind of the overall area to illustrate this is that as the day wore on, the price did kind of put in this nice little uptrend here. Again, does that mean that it's for sure the bottom? No, but is it at least logical to think that it's the bottom? Yeah, that's the point here, meaning if the price was continuing to just bleed and bleed and bleed, it would make no sense to say, I wonder if this is the bottom. Why would you think that when all the price is doing is going down? But given that the price went sideways with a slight upward slope to it, it's at least a logical and rational thought to have. So is this the bottom? I don't know, but it makes sense to at least question that. Now, if this is some sort of bottom and the price decides to start to bounce, where are some of these key levels of resistance at? Initial level of resistance on any sort of bounce, if there's going to be any worthwhile momentum that begins, is right up here at $2.60. That is right where the price was rejected from on a couple of different occasions today. So $2.60 will be that first level. After that, it's essentially a little miniature blue sky breakout because there's nothing really until the purple line here, the 50-period moving average. Granted, that's a moving average, so that line will move itself downwards and get more and more relevant. But that will still take a time before, take a while before it even gets down below the 350 mark. So there is some definitely potential there on any sort of bounce, but we'll see what happens with it. I know I'll be keeping an eye on it on Monday.
One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.